Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Anastasia podcast. We have everybody's favorite boy here. He is a little somber. He's got something going on. He went to the vet last week, not even to the vet, to the animal hospital. It was inconclusive. We were sick to our stomachs. We thought he maybe swallowed something. Thank God he didn't. He just had a fever, tested positive for some like tick-borne disease, but he's actually had that. It's kind of like dormant. And right now he is in a can you show everybody? Can you show? Oh, you're so strong. He's in a full body recovery suit because we have to cover his nuts from him because he can't stop licking them and he's licked them raw. So, okay, let me let him out. All right, so we have a lot of updates to cover today. Not really a topic other than how the start of the new year is going for me. And it's going bumpy, but you know what? I think not having any expectations is good because it's giving me the chance to even if things aren't going smoothly, it's all right and we just keep going. So, a few updates in our world. Yes, the dog. We finally took down Christmas yesterday. That was long awaited. We had to kind of wait for a few things to fall into place. We were waiting for a perfect moment of getting a big family photo with matching PJs that Matt's mom got us all, down to the point where like the dog had a matching bandana, Magnolia had a matching dress to her American Girl doll, her American Girl doll had a matching dress that matched the family. So I just really wanted to capture that moment in time because the holidays were too crazy and we just didn't get around to it before. But then yesterday, Magnolia's also spent the last week transitioning to one nap a day. And in the beginning, it was really hard because she was only napping for like an hour and a half. So we had this deliriously tired little grumpy soldier walking around. Yesterday, she napped for 3 hours and we went hard. My living room or my downstairs is more organized, tidy, put together than it's been in literally over 2 months. And it just feels so good to have order restored. I figured out a organizational solution to Magnolia's toys, something that I noticed around Christmas. So her birthday is in the beginning of December, and then we have Christmas. I am in such awe and I'm so grateful of all the extended family and people who just remember her and purchased a little something for her, whether it's clothes or toys. Even before her birthday, her toys got to a place where, like, upstairs, we have certain toys that we keep in her room, and then in the living room, we kept other toys because our house isn't big enough to have a playroom, so kind of our common hangout area is she has a little corner of the room, and that's where all her toys are. I started noticing, like, her being I'm not saying overwhelmed because I don't think she was processing, like, stress or anything over it. It was just so much that she wouldn't even know how to pick through things because it got to the point where there were so many toys that cleaning up was just dumping it all back into bins and then sliding it out of the way. So before my social media hiatus, I saw something online of a mom where she was like, "Oh, doing my weekly restock and trade out of toys." And it was literally just like a long rectangular shelf with one like crisscross bay in the middle, and she would put like 1 or 2 toys in each cubby and on top, so it would be like 2, 4, 6, 8 to 12, 6 to 12 toys out. And it's like, a little building. It looked so clean and organized, and I was like, "This is what we need." She like, less is more, and I'm like, I actually would love to rotate out toys for her weekly, and, like because then I feel like, 1, it's engaging more to her, but also I'm really getting to pay attention to where her development is at, and even we got her some toys for Christmas that she's just not there yet, and I'm like I put them out because I was excited that she had these new toys, but really, they're just taking up space because she's not ready to interact with them. So the mental load of going through all of her toys and like getting rid of toys that like we're not saving for a future baby, then putting things aside that we're going to be rotating out and then putting into storage things that she's outgrown. I don't want to say overwhelmed by that. It's just like a monumental task when you have laundry and dishes and vacuuming and just hiking the dog and all those other things. So I was really glad for Matt to help me kind of spearhead it. He started the day with taking the ornaments off the Christmas tree, and it was funny because the night before, when I was putting Magnolia to sleep, I was like, "All right, I think it was like 9. And I was like, after I get her down, I'm gonna go get the bin because we have like a big storage tote for ornaments. It's like actually very well and organized. There's all cardboard separators and you just drop in all the it's like trays that you stack on top of each other and it's like a duffel bag basically, but it's a big rectangle and it's made for ornaments. So I was like, I'm gonna go get that out of the basement and I'm just gonna quickly take the ornaments down. I'm like, it'll take less than 15 minutes, and just that in itself will give me the good push that tomorrow we can take the tree down, wrap it up, put it in storage, etc. I think it took Magnolia 2 hours to go to sleep. And at that point, I'm so deliriously tired. I think Magnolia going down to one nap a day has actually affected me more because she's awake longer and it's more engaging with her and more just more on time that I took a nap the other day while she was taking a nap. I haven't done that in 6 months. Like, it was crazy. I was like, I know myself. If I don't correct my brain right now, I'm not gonna be in a good place for a few days. So anyways, I took a measurement last week. I ordered a 6 grid, you know, the ones like the classic ones with cubes, but I got a really pretty one. Each bay is 13 inches, so it's nice and big and oversized. I ordered overnight the perfect size woven baskets for just the bottom. And, like, yesterday, we made sense of it. One bin has all her books, like, she has a bunch of books in her room, but we also had to go through her books. Another bay has her American Girl doll where all her babies will go, and then all the outfit changes, and the other bay has all the toys that are, like, moving cars. Then, in the 3 open bays that don't have baskets, it's more things that she can easily grab, take out on the floor, and stack herself, or it's like puzzle, brain things, etcetera. So I just can't describe what it feels like to finally come downstairs and not feel, like, suffocated by our environment, and I'm like, "Thank God." Like, and now I have a system in place where as she continues to grow, of course, there's gonna be fine-tuning, but this system works. We have order. It's so much easier to clean up because everything has a place, and I'm like, "I've been waiting for this." Piggybacking off of this, simplifying things to, like, make the whole process of it, right? Like her taking toys out, playing with it, engaging with it, and putting it away easier. I wanna talk about a hack that I figured out with laundry. I've been doing laundry a little bit different. I have 2 hampers in my closet on the ground, and they're those woven ones, and they're tall. So I have a tall square one and a tall circular one. The square one is larger, so in there we put jeans, sweatshirts, shirts, and long sleeves. The other one, we do all of our intimates, socks, underwear, tank tops, pajamas, baby clothes. When each hamper is full, I quickly separate it. So, like, if it's the intimates and the baby clothes, there's literally always just enough clothes based on the size of these hampers. There's enough clothes to do 1 load of baby clothes and 1 load of our intimates. The jeans, pants, sweatshirts, whatever, the way I sort it out, it's always 2 loads, 1 of pants, and then 1 of sweatshirts and shirts. We have the two-in-one washer dryer. We have the GE Profile one. We got it, like, I don't know, 3 years ago. I love it. It's had some hiccups where we had to have it serviced because it was so, so new, but a lot of it is, we have well water, so the filter in the back gets filled with sand, and now we know how to take care of it, so we don't even have to have a serviceman come out, and then Matt will just clean it out and whatever. It's a lifesaver because here's my routine that I've started. First, I was trying to do at least 1 load of laundry a day, and I would tell myself, Anastasia, it doesn't even take 10 minutes to put this load of laundry away. When I was working at the salon, in the salon, I've always hated laundry. There was no choice but to do laundry because they need towels and capes all day, every day. So you're doing like 8 loads of laundry a day. The benefit of those loads of laundry is it's extremely repetitive and it's only 2 different things that you're folding. It's literally towels or capes. Yes, there's variations in them. There's microfiber towels, regular towels, like hair cutting capes, and then color capes. But essentially, it's only 2 styles of folding. I was always finding how surprised I was that I would, like, have a mental dread of, like, "Oh my god, I have to do laundry," and I would time myself, and it always took less than 10 minutes. So I started applying that same thing here. Like, laundry I've struggled with laundry my entire adult life. I hate it. It's the one chore that always piles up, and I've tried approaching it a million different ways, and I kind of have accepted, like, it's always gonna run me. Over the years, people have given tons of suggestions on little tips and tricks they've done to help figure out their laundry situations, down from different kinds of hampers to like doing a load right when the hamper fills up, down to um, sending it out for a laundry service, etc. For me, we're not going to do a laundry service. I've tried different hampers. This hamper trick has actually worked best. When my laundry used to pile up exponentially, I would like get a little high off of doing micro loads because it would take less than 5 minutes to put a load of laundry away. And I was like, okay, this is a hack that I can do. So first I started with Anastasia. The goal is one load of laundry a day. And every single night after I put Magnolia to bed, I would take one load of separated laundry and I'd go in the basement and I'd throw it in. Because the washer and dryer washes and dries, it would be ready for me the next morning. I would take, when I was throwing in the load of laundry, I would take the load of clean clothes out, bring it upstairs, and every single night, one load of laundry I would put away. And I would tell myself, Anastasia, it's not even going to take 10 minutes. It's literally never taken over 10 minutes. And now that I'm not scrolling on social media because I'm doing a social media hiatus, it's astounding how much time you have to do shit that needs to get done. Anyways, I actually have found that to not fall behind on laundry in our little corner of the world, I have to do 2 loads a day. I am behind right now. I think I did like 2 or 3 loads of putting away clean clothes. I have 2, no, I have 4 loads right now to put away that I'm actually going to do after this podcast, but like, okay, Matt's home today. If I pull him to do it, it'll take 20 minutes to do 4 loads. Great. That has just been a huge game changer for me. We're just still going through a transition with Magnolia, so unfortunately, like, literally even last night, she went to bed at 10:45. Like, you're exhausted by that point. But slowly but surely, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress, slowly but surely, and we'll figure it out. I'm not being too hard on myself. It's literally only January, like, 11th. Really giving myself the patience, but, like, push to keep going. I know I can master laundry this year. No ifs, ands, or buts. Okay. Now it's been almost 2 weeks, right? Of no sugar. And how has that been going? Well, when the beginning of the year started, that first day sucked. I ended up going to Whole Foods and I did get the liquid stevia drops of like I got the what is it called? Sweet drops. And I got the sweet, I don't know, French vanilla sweet cream flavor. And then I got an English toffee flavor. The sweet cream flavor, if you put it in milk, literally tastes like a milkshake. It's so good, but not almond milk, only whole milk. I'm not drinking, like, tons of whole milk. So I will say it doesn't have a weird aftertaste. My coffee, though, is missing that, like, creamy richness that would come from doing, like, a caramel sauce or a pumpkin caramel sauce or whatever. But really, when I look back, that is when things started going wrong. Not wrong, it's just, like, if you start your day off with a rich, decadent coffee, you're setting the tone for the day. And I remember for a long time, like, I would be going to bed and I would tell Matt, like, Matt, I cannot wait to wake up and have my coffee. And like now I'm just like, it's just coffee. The transition has been hard for me for 2 reasons. One, I'm doing coffee crystals. And I don't know if I covered this in one of my podcasts, but that was from, it was like a trial thing. And it was all of a sudden one night I had this like strong conviction of how much I'm contributing to the recycling problem of plastic bottles, and I was thinking about all the plastic containers I recycle, like, I don't know, in a month of just iced coffee, never mind almond milk, never mind the lemonades that we get from it. It's just so crazy, and I'm glad that we recycle, but I was like, "Okay, are there little things I could be doing that, like, change things?" And I really told myself, like, "I'm not interested in making my own almond milk in this season of my life, but I know you can make them, like, you can buy the things on Amazon, and it's really not hard, and if you do make it, it ends up being much better for you, it's much cleaner, like, you control the ingredients, you don't need any thickeners, etc." So I was like, "All right, one thing at a time." The coffee crystals, I will say they're not bad. It's not disgusting, but it's not great. Like, and it was funny because this morning I almost ran out with Matt and I was like, "Oh, I still have to make my coffee." And he's like, "Why don't you just get coffee?" And then I was like, "All right, well, is there a Starbucks on the way to your parents?" And there wasn't. He's like, "But there is a Dunkin'." And I'm like, I would literally have no coffee than Dunkin' coffee. Like, I hate Dunkin' Donuts coffee so much. I was like, Dunkin' Donuts coffee to me tastes like they put natural flavors in their coffee beans to make them taste more like coffee. Like to me, has anybody ever been inside an Alley's Donuts and in the time that it takes you to order 6 donuts, you walk out and everything you're wearing is, like, impregnated with the smell of coffee. Dunkin' Donuts is like that times 100. It's freaking sick. It's not normal, and, like, like, I've gotten there, like, nitro I worked at Dunkin' when I was 18 for, like, 3 years. That stuff would just, like, embed in your skin and never go away, and something about it is not right. Like, it doesn't taste like good coffee to me, and the aroma of it is so unnatural. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, I don't think you could pay me to drink Dunkin' Donuts coffee. And then never mind, like, the dairy that they have. Like, it's probably bottom of the barrel conventional. I'm sure Starbucks is this like, I don't it's just been such a long journey for me when you know things, when you what do they say? The expression, "When you know better, you do better." Having food allergies, having food sensitivities, healing my gut, going through all these journeys, like, you know better, you do better, and I can control the ingredients in my house, I can't control the ingredients out of my house, so I just don't wanna participate in that world because it's not good to me. I participate in that world when we, like, go out to dinner or, like, the occasional treat. That's why I'm, like, so pro baking at my house, like, cooking at my house. I always say, if you wanna be bad, be good at being bad. Anything that you ever have a hankering for, you can make it at home a million times better for you, better ingredients, less seed oils, less inflammation. But at the same time, I also understand the value of just going, getting it done, like getting what you want out, and then you move on. And I do see that side of it sometimes when I don't really want to cook like this whole extravagant thing. I like have a craving, I want to go get it satiated, and then I move on with my life. So I see both sides. It's not all about being like 100% rigid. You gotta, life is about the balance. But that's just where I stand on that. So the coffees have been a little hard, but it is what it is. I might go back to cold brew. I'm almost done with the coffee grind. It's just, listen, this season of life is still hard. We're still not sleeping through the night. Magnolia woke up twice last night, the night before. Like, okay, remember in, The Dark Knight or something, when the Joker was, like, sticking his head out the window and he's, like, maniacally, like, laughing and licking his lips? Like, I swear to you, that's how my husband and I wake up every single day. It is a borderline comical, like, delirium of, like, I can't believe this is still our life. Like, and I will say shout out to my sister. My pediatrician recommended very early on the book Solve Your Child's Sleep Problems, and it's written by Ferber. He was, like, the sleep psychologist head in Boston Children's Hospital of, like, the sleep studies, school, wing, everything. And my pediatrician had said, "Use this book like an encyclopedia." Okay, that's great, but it's also very hard to use it as a tool when you yourself are sleep deprived and trying to keep a baby alive and keep this dog alive that somehow I think wants to die or always be in like harm's way or whatever. So Svet has been like listening to it. I have it downloaded on Audible. I really should start listening to it when I'm hiking. She will like text me after she like reads a big chunk of it, ask questions, and she kind of like, forms the pathway of like, okay, try this, try this, try this. So I do think, once she's getting older, listen, I think we're out of the thick of like how bad it can be because when you first have a baby, you're literally teaching them how to sleep. Like you're teaching them what daytime is and what nighttime is because they have no concept of it in your stomach. And it's funny too, because in your belly, when you're pregnant, the baby, like, during the day when you're moving around, that's like a rocking for your baby. So your baby actually sleeps a lot during the day. And then when you go to sleep, your body is, like, sedentary, and that is activity time for your baby. So, like, your baby thinks nighttime is awake time, and awake time is nighttime. So you're, like, literally actively working to reprogram your baby's brain, circadian rhythm, etcetera, and, like, that's an uphill climb. So anyways, I know it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's funny now too because sometimes, like, we go downstairs to get a bottle in the middle of the night, and she doesn't need food in the middle of the night. It's more of a comfort thing because she gave up her binky at 6 months, and if it gets her back to sleep, I'll do it. Who cares? Have as much milk as you want. I literally don't care. But I'll go downstairs and I'm, like, gripping the countertops, and I'm, like, so delirious. And I'm like, "How the freaking heck did we survive the newborn phase?" Like, it's like when you're not in it, you totally trauma block it, and it's parents are superstars, like, literally superstars. All right. In other news, I watched a show per the recommendation of my friend Courtney. So, my friend Courtney, I would like to have her on my podcast this year. She is going to be doing a few trips back to Rhode Island, so I'll see when I can plug her in. But I want her to share her story of we've always been like our friendship is rooted in the belief of more, like, it's faith-based and it's always, like, dream big and then dream bigger, and Courtney had had a dream put on her heart a few years ago to get a house in Florida, and it was one of those things where in the moment when she thought it, it was like, "No way in HECK, like, ever, 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 never gonna happen." And then she, like, wrote a note in her phone, and then she's like, "Anna, I wrote it and I knew it was, like, a God thing, and then I obeyed." And, like, I don't wanna give too much of her story away, but she, like, 180 shifted the way she was living her life, saved like crazy. Long story short, she has a house in Florida. So anyways, she's a luxury makeup artist for beautiful weddings, beautiful events, etc. And Florida doesn't really have an off season. Florida's off season for weddings is Rhode Island's on season for weddings. So like peak heat in Florida is like our summer. So right now she's like doing weddings down in Florida 3 seasons of the year and then coming up to Rhode Island and, doing our summers and then early falls. There's a show that came out on Netflix called Members Only Palm Beach, and I FaceTimed her one day, and she was like, "Oh, I'm watching this. Have you heard of it?" And I was like, "No." Anyway, she tells me her and all her makeup friends were talking about it because they're kinda like, "Hey, like, this isn't a proper representation of Palm Beach." I got super intrigued, and I think it kinda gives the vibe of, like, Real Housewives of Rhode Island, how a lot of people who watch the trailer are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed, like, this is not a representation of Rhode Island." It's just one of those things that happen, but and it's also so bad that you can't look away. It's 8 episodes. It it was a lot. It's, like, a lot of really different cast members. I think someone, Helen maybe is her name, just had her 5th wedding. Everybody else has been married to their person for like 20, 40, whatever many years. It's crazy, but it's also old money, a little bit of new money. But I think the basis of the show is they say Palm Beach is one of the only places left in America, and I don't really know about this, that has a code of conduct of, like, high society, and there's all these rules that you have to follow, and any newcomers have to be coached into how to act and, like, dress codes, acting codes, volume codes, etcetera, so it was just interesting to watch. It was like a ball of dumpster fire, but I really enjoyed it. In this season of life, when I am so freaking tired, it's nice to watch stuff like that and just, like, not take things too seriously. Okay, another thing that I want to talk about is health and fitness. So, one of my goals this year is to shift more focus on myself in those ways. So, touched upon the no sugar. Actually, circling back to the no sugar, does hot chocolate have sugar in it? Yes. When I took Wolk to the animal hospital this week, they were like, "Oh, there's a coffee station over there if you want to make yourself a cup while you wait." And I was like, "You know what? Why freaking not? I never do coffee in waiting areas." Okay, they had hot chocolate and then coffee, and they had the same style coffee of when I was in corporate America. It's like these little discs, and I was like, "Oh, we're about to go down memory lane." And the girl, who works reception over there, Brittany, I actually went to high school with her, so she came over and I was like, "What's your favorite flavor?" She said she liked hazelnut. I popped in a hazelnut. I did a hot chocolate packet. I brew it. I put in a little of those, like, Coffee Mate creamers. I go to take a sip, and I'm like, "Yo, I gave up sugar." I drank half of it. It was delicious. It is what it is. Again, I'm striving for progress, not perfection. Didn't beat myself up for it. It was like I literally thought our dog had a block and was going to get a fourth surgery. Like it was a lot. We had to like move mountains that morning to find babysitting for Magnolia because Matt was working. My sister had clients. My brother was coming over to like take over watching her for my sister while she had clients. It was crazy. I've baked 2 things. So what is it? The 11th, the 12th today. I have made mini brownies, which were delish, and I, like, did a chocolate glaze fudgy topping on top of them, and then I made mini funfetti cupcakes, which I was gonna turn into cake pops, but, like, I just know I can't like, with sugar, I can't fully eliminate and be like, "No, never." I cannot eat sugar for, let's say, 6 days a week, and then 1 day a week, it's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go get a treat or whatever, or I'm gonna bake something," but I cannot abstain forever because my body doesn't like doing that. It's interesting with that psychology because I read a whole book about this, about how people's brains are wired in one of two ways. There's the people who need to, like, they can't abstain from something because the physical act of saying, I'm fully abstaining from this, like, drives them crazy and it makes them want it more. That's almost me with sugar. But then that's not me with social media. Like, not being on social media, I don't wanna be on social media at all. I'm loving my life. I was telling Matt the other day, I'm like, "I haven't been on social media in 10 days, and I feel like I haven't been on in over a month, and I don't miss it, and I love it, and I have way more time." It's just so good to, like, take that completely off the table. And then I was talking to my cousin Vera yesterday, and she was talking about, like, the civil unrest going on in different parts of the country, and she's like, "Girl, consider yourself lucky. Like, it is not a good time to be on social media." And I'm like, "Listen, ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss." Like, I read this in a book. I think it was The Compound Effect, where he literally talked about him and his wife and, like, a lot of his business partners, they don't watch the news. They're like, the big things, you will absolutely hear about them, like important political things or, like, cultural movement things, but a lot of it is just noise, and it is true. And that is the difference between people who do things and get ahead and people who are lost in their phones, like, because so much of your focus is being forced on something in the day to day. How can you work towards anything else if you're taking up, you have only so much precious energy a day? How can you move forward in any tasks, projects, goals if social media is this whole suck hole, like, mind emotional occupier? Like, oh my gosh, it's freaking great. But with sugar, I need sugar in my life. But I like, it's great because even the day that I made the mini cupcakes with Magnolia, what it is I got these mini cupcake silicone trays to make, like, batched food for Magnolia, and everything that's made in it is so tiny and cute, and I love it, and cleaning them is so easy because 'cause they're silicone, and I know there's a whole thing about heating up silicone. It's literally why I avoided buying them for forever. Stay in safe temps, pray over your food, it's gonna be A-okay. But I'm like, I gotta work on my recipes for my bake stand, you know? That's still, like, no set date on that, and Matt's still gonna build it, but we've had some, like, pretty crazy weather, so it hasn't really, like, fully, moved ahead in any capacity, but, I gotta work on what I'm gonna be doing for the people. Regarding fitness, I haven't started any type of strength training. I did last week when I was trying to record a podcast. My phone was maxed out of storage and it wouldn't even let me download the app that I needed to connect these cameras and record. That started my whole thing of, like, going through pictures. I actually set that as one of my goals this year to really clean out my storage in my phone, and I thought it was gonna be a lot more manual. Matt ended up downloading some program yesterday, paid for a membership, and we have a family plan so we can use it. I did download a lot of videos. Like, I had so many videos recorded of, like, Costco hauls and recipes and making, like, so many recipes start to finish, and then by the time I finish recording, I am truly so exhausted. I have nothing in me to edit that content. I have, like, promised people so many things and I just literally can't do it. It's like all of the dopamine is gone. I'm depleted. I want nothing to do with it. I don't even want to look at my phone for 2 more seconds. So I just gave myself, like, permission to literally delete all of that stuff. It did free up a ton of gigs, but I still, like, I had 1.5 terabytes in the cloud. That's what I really wanna work through. Yesterday, I went through all of my screenshots. I think the only screenshots that are left truly is all screenshots of Magnolia in her crib over the past year, which is hilarious, and it was so fun going back and, like, seeing how small she was and how she learned how to flip over and then how she would only sleep with her face in a pillow with her butt in the air, and now she just sleeps like a wild woman. The other day, she fell asleep literally going like this, just pinching her ear. So funny. Kids are so funny. Um, so anyways, when I was going through the storage in my phone, I found this digital workout book that I bought, and there's 3 workout books, and it's, for your core, for your legs, and, like, all, or for your arms or something like that. So my goal is to reprint that because, again, circling back to, like, we're chasing progress, we're not chasing perfection. We're chasing things that work in our life. Don't pull us too much out of what is actually possible. At home workouts is going to be my groove, and we're going to get there. It's gonna be good. We're gonna get there. So I wanna print those out. I wanna laminate them, make me my own little either like binder or whatever. I also found something crazy out last week. I'm on a hike with Magnolia and the dog, and it's like there's snow everywhere and it's raining. And I'm like in my winter jacket. I'm in heavy duty winter boots. I have the baby in her winter gear, in her boots, like everything pulled over, whatever. We do a super long hike. And when we're on our way home, we're walking up the hill. And I say to Matt, I'm like, would you be able to go upstairs in our bedroom and grab the scale? And he's like, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, I know, but I want to know how much all of this weighs. Keep in mind, our kid is around 20 something pounds, like less than 25 pounds. So I'm thinking it's about 25 pounds extra. Every single time I lug Magnolia and the backpack and the winter gear, like literally what my norm is in this season, not like life season, this season, physically winter in Rhode Island, I am carrying over 45 extra pounds. 45. That's not 20. That's not the, it's 40 freaking 5 extra pounds. I was astounded. I'm like, I'm amazing. I literally, Matt was like, are you kidding me? Like, I was like, dude, I am the bomb. Like, that is freaking crazy to me. 45 pounds, that's like 50 pounds. That is literally 50 pounds. That is carrying so much. Yes, like, and for not complaining because it's my baseline of like, I have no choice but to hike my dog. I was like, wow, it was just such a crazy feeling giving myself so much more credit than I was giving myself. So I'm like, okay, even if I don't get into the strength training right away, guess what? I'm literally already doing strength training. 45, more than 45 freaking pounds. Unbelievable. Literally unbelievable. Okay, last two things that I have going on. One, I'm officially off of all social media. When I started the new year and I didn't delete, I logged out of all of my accounts. I still haven't deleted Instagram off my phone because I do need to like plug my info into some kind of distributing thing so it'll post my updates for my podcast, but I haven't gone on Instagram. I did though still have Facebook because I had something on Marketplace. And I literally remember saying like, God, could you just have someone buy this so then I can really just get rid of all social media off my phone? The next day, someone was like, hi, I can meet you tomorrow afternoon and I'll go to the bank and get cash and blah, blah, blah. Perfect. That day I got to do, like, it's been over a week now, I think, literally get everything off my phone. And again, I don't even want to say there's temptation because there's not. Like, I have zero desire to go back to it. I did say to Matt this morning after I read our devotional, and I was like, obviously it's because I'm not on it at all. So I notice you on it. But I'm like, you do. I don't I wouldn't say that he, like, scrolls a lot. Matt gets a ton of stuff done. He's always like Matt will not get lost scrolling, but he should be doing something else. Matt always prioritizes projects that he's working on, etc. But I think even the, like, I don't know, let's say he spends half an hour on his phone between the morning to night, like, I wanna say it's probably not half an hour. It's just it's not how it works. It's like 5 to 10 minutes here, 5 to 10 minutes there, and seeing someone else do it who's way more productive than me just makes me aware of, like, if that's how much he's spending on it and he still gets so much stuff done, I'm so much more aware of how much more time I was spending on it and not getting other stuff done. So even down to the laundry every night at the end of the night, like, oh, I mentally couldn't handle doing 10 minutes of laundry, but I could scroll on my phone for 25 minutes, no problem. Is that embarrassing? Yes. Does everybody do it? Yes. Are we all embarrassed? Yes. So I I just love being in this season. I love a good social media hiatus. And then the last thing was my nails. I spent the past year getting my nails done, and it was honestly like a little self-care for me. I got long nails for the first time in my life, which in hindsight, it was the wrong time to do it because I have never changed as many diapers in my life as I have in the past year. And I was like, we use the spatulas and stuff, but like you're always cleaning under your fingernails. It's just even cooking, like long nails, it's like you have to commit and you have to care for them. And I love the look of long nails. I love the look of like a beautiful, crisp white manicure. It was so, it was just so nice. I absolutely hated going to the nail salon. I hated the time that it took at the nail salon. It would send me to the moon when one of my nails would lift, and my mental thought process is, "Okay, when is the next time I have a free moment that I can go and get this fixed?" And my life isn't filled with free moments. My husband works a ton, so I'm home with the baby, and you can't bring a baby to a nail salon. They don't have that attention span. It got to the point where the last set that I had, and I started doing Gel X, and it was more expensive, but it still to me was worth the investment for like every picture that I took with Magnolia. I loved how my hands looked instead of being like, "Oh my gosh, my hands look hurt." The benefits still outweighed the cons until this past time. Like, I think what my nails naturally are, like, I have thinner nails. I've always had thinner nails. They're just not thick. And I think when I have length on them, it's just not enough strength in my base to hold it on. And I wouldn't even get very long. I would get short ovals. It would just end up lifting no matter what type of bond I had. And it was just time. So I was waiting to get them removed. And I was like, I'll just get like just white gel polish, and then it was the day before I was gonna get them removed. I had everything planned out with Magnolia and whatever, and one of them popped off at night, and I was just like, and it was hard because my natural nail was so long, so to remove it, you're ripping your natural nail. I ripped all 10 off. What is that thing called? Nail clippered them all down. It was crazy, but we're on the journey to heal them, and I am gonna be on the lookout for some type of at-home kit that I can do. I've had a blue light LE or blue light? Yeah, LED light, blue light LED, whatever, where I cure things myself. I hope at-home gel kits have improved because the downside with those is like, ended up being so thick that if the bond broke anywhere, it just peeled off your nail. So I'm looking forward. There's so much new stuff out there. I don't even care if I do it once a week. Like, I love the look of a beautiful manicure on my nails. I hate going to the nail salon. I hate the upkeep of it. There will be another time in my life when I can do that, not when we are in the thick of like having babies, raising babies, and life just being commotion. So it's also one of those things that like I'm thankful for the experience. It brought me a lot of joy over the past year, but I'm going to shelf it. I'm going to try other things. If the other things don't work, I might weigh my pros and cons again, and if it's worth getting back into that, I will. That's just something I wanted to share for my girls who are interested in the beauty world, and that's pretty much all I have for you guys for this week. I'm looking forward to getting again in a better flow of recording because I recorded January 1st and then it's literally January. Oh, it's the 12th. And then this is due tomorrow on the 13th. Like, that's wild. The last thing, I did have one more thing to say. Going to bed earlier. That has not been happening at all. And it's like pretty bad, but it's in part Magnolia, but I can make excuses. I kind of started off strong. Like, I think I was going to bed around 10, which was huge for me. It's something that I'm going to have to actively revisit and work towards and work towards and work towards. And to me, it's going to be a place of sacrifice because time at night and late into the night is the time that I have with Matt. When he gets home from work and he can decompress and we can talk and we can catch up and we're not worrying about the baby interrupting us or someone having to put focus on her or him being at work and getting a call or someone walking into his office and needing him, like, I am going to have to shift that to another part of the day because again, I'm chasing that feeling of when I get the chance to wake up before the baby, it is night and day difference. It's like an astronomical difference in how my day flows. Also, Noli going down to 1 nap a day has shifted that I can do the hike all part of the whole morning routine. Like, I no longer have to put her down in that first hour and a half that she's awake, wait for her to wake up after 2 hours, and then go on a hike. Because then we're like not going on a hike until like noon or 1 or later, and the dog is like dying because he wants to get his energy out. So this has been so, so, so great. And I'm like, as much as I, like, wanted her to still have the 2 naps a day, and I really do feel like she still could absolutely do it, watching her body transition to the 1 nap a day and, like, working with her and now getting her to that spot, it's not gonna be like this forever, like, it's not like, "Oh, she finally made it to 3 hours and it's gonna be like this every day." I'm here to, like, support her schedule and, like, in helping make that, but it's just made every single day better, so if I can get a little time before her in the mornings, it's gonna be great. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. I will catch you all next week. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll talk soon. Bye.